Revolver Underground.
What's going on, guys? It's E-Rock, Revolver Underground, doing another Skype interview. I'm here with Andrew from IT. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. We got Joel here as well. I'll be speaking for him. He lost his voice.
Yeah, I hear that happens occasionally.
Yeah, sometimes when he's up there singing and dancing, he twists his chords around.
I hate that. I hate when that happens. Well, I'm glad to see that you're almost ready for Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's big in this area. Being in St. Louis, we got, as you can tell, if you look at pictures of St. Louis ever in the fall, it looks like Halloween here. It looks like, the movies, the leaves, the haystacks, all that stuff. So yeah, there's tons of hay rides, scary houses, all that stuff going on.
Awesome.
It's a fun time. Best time of the year.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna do a little bit of dialoguing. We'll talk about this, then we'll talk about that, and then we might even throw some other stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. First question. How did you come up with this band name?
It's two people, being a duo. We just kind of started recording a bunch of sounds, and then we were like, okay, we'd been in a band together before with multiple people. We'd been in other bands with multiple people, and it's almost seemed logical to us to do a duo because we get along really well, and to say the economy or something, I don't understand how a 5-piece band survives. They all get off on the same night. Joel gigs. He's not here right now. He's teaching lessons, doing different things, making a living as an artist where I work my 4 days a week, my 40, 50 hours, my salary, and then my 3 days off for my creative days. So we have different things, and it's basically it is IT exclamation point is our name. So it's like Joel is I'm T, add, equal exclamation point. So, IT exclamation point, flip it upside down and flip it around. It's consistently IT exclamation point, which you can just yell it, or, it just energy,
Rock on.
So it just seems simple,
Yeah.
and it seemed like us, what we're trying to make, something simple that people can move to, that has high energy. It's still got a lot of thought put into it, but it's not like that progressive rock where you're trying to impress your musician friends or something.
Right, absolutely. That's pretty cool, though. I like that. I dig that. So being in St. Louis what is the music scene like there? I mean, is it pretty good, or is it?
It's flourishing right now. I mean, we've lived here our whole lives, played where there wasn't as many places to play. Right now, I mean, I could name 45 legit venues that have shows at least Thursday, Friday, Saturday night with local bands, touring bands, comedy. There's different things. There's fire breathers. There's people, drawing art, on, live, and there's all kinds of different stuff happening, and it's every night, and it's almost to the point now where, there's people put pictures online of the list of places they're going and the list of shows and happenings at the microbreweries. There's all kinds of independent things happening, and it's almost like you can't decide which one to go to. But at the same time, people that don't know that scene at all, which it's a huge scene, but people that aren't in it and don't either know about it, it's a very big baseball city. So depending on who you talk to and what area of the city, it's not a city like Chicago or LA or San Francisco where you can walk. There's pockets of places, and you gotta drive between them, and they're all different. There might be a real kind of sports barish area. There might be like a big Irish area. There might be a really indie kind of rockin' scene, and then more of like a rap area. So it's real spread out, but they're all over and they're all happening.
Huh. That's actually kind of cool, because then different parts of town you can do different parts of things. So.
Right. I saw Die Antwoord at the pageant a couple of nights ago, which was pretty intense. And then tomorrow I'm going to go see Cursive and Minus the Barrett Plush. So
wow,
total opposites, and they're both in my city. People used to, pass by, but now indie acts, big acts, they're all stopping. It's great. They used to go to Kansas City or just Chicago. Now they're all stopping here.
Yeah.
Especially the EDM kind of like electronic dance music is. A lot of DJs and stuff playing here now, like big shows,
Wow.
It's really cool. I mean, at the pageant, look at some of the shows that used to be just predominantly rock, and now, we're not DJs, but we use part of that music,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nation, and it's opened up to that kind of stuff, as well as the oddball stuff, Clownvis, he's from St. Louis. living out in Hollywood, but there's that kind of stuff playing here as well. It's everything.
Very
it's really,
diverse.
yeah. And if you are playing anything from folk to being a rapper to maybe some kind of interpretive dance, you can play a show here,
Wow.
and people will be there.
That's pretty sweet. I mean, it's nice to have that opportunity. I just moved to LA from Nashville, and
That's
Nashville's
how the time zones messed up.
yeah, yeah. And it's a great city. Nashville's an awesome city to be in, but at the same time, it's still very saturated with country music. So it's
We are on
just
a site that's like fuck country music or something like that, and we
yes.
haven't we haven't played there. We've talked to quite a few people. We've tried to go down there. It's not far from here.
Hmm.
I'm saying 5-7 hours. We'd love to play there, but we just haven't had the right contact, the right booking. I mean, we have to have if we're going to drive down there, like getting back to being in a 5-piece, a 2-piece, we still have to be compensated in some way. And if you've never
Absolutely.
played the city and your music's not being played there, why are people going to pay you to come?
Absolutely. And that's I think that's one of the hardest things as an indie band is to go and tour because you're not known in some of these towns, but you have to you have to go there to
Right.
get known. Now let's go down that vein for a second. So do you guys do a lot of touring then?
Not a lot of touring. We do more like one-off, like 2-day, 1-day shows. Like I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so those are usually like, we've gone down to Springfield, Missouri. We went down to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, which was really the longest thing we did. But we just went straight there, played a show,
Yeah.
hung out the other days, and came back. We didn't have other shows on the way. They're kind of one-offs because like we're doing all the booking and like I said, work schedules conflict, but if we could line something up to where we're guaranteed, that's the biggest thing I'd say is being able to have a guarantee because we both have houses, we both have, expenses and jobs. So it's like I can take days off, but I have to make money.
Yeah.
We are professional in what we do. We put time into it. We have a professional live show. We play hard. We bring the energy. It's like we have to be compensated for doing that. It's not like we need to be compensated a lot. We're not asking for a lot, but the guarantee is the huge thing. It's like, if we're just going to Columbia, Missouri an hour away, like $100 guarantee isn't too shabby for us to take.
Right.
If we're not having to cancel, a day of work or something.
Yep.
But if we're going to have to travel to Nashville, it might have to be 300, 350, and it's for a first-time band. Unless you're really opening for somebody good or you're on a tour with somebody or you really get in good. Like we got in good with Lawrence, Kansas, and, we playing out there. We played once and we're going back here shortly. And, that's kind of, we found them and they really liked us. We found a club. We found people that were supportive of us and, we're getting support from there. Same as Springfield. So you go 4 hours south, you go 4 hours just straight west, and we got 2 towns that are, kind of starting to spread the word as well. So that's kind of how we're working it is short runs back and forth. We want to play St. Louis once a month, Springfield every couple months, Lawrence, Kansas, KC every couple months. We'd love to get in Chicago every 2 to 3 months. Just start playing a circle of, spots, around St. Louis and, until we can get somebody that maybe helps book a show where we get guarantees, where we can take that time off. But being a local artist is what we are,
Right.
we aren't signed. We're independent. We do everything ourselves. We have a guy that has agreed to, help book shows if they work with us and then just take a percent, but it's not any kind of like contract or, anything like that. It's totally independent, which is fun and great because you get to meet all these people. But at the same time, if I could just get emails of where we had to play and what we were, going to get as a guarantee and where, I like finding places to stay. I house tons of bands. I've housed like almost every band that comes here for free. I save the money.
Yep.
I'm all about the community of artists. You learn a lot. I think our sound and live shows change from bands that we played with.
Absolutely. Do you ever have when you're on tour when you're doing these shows around your network? Do you ever have issues with venues not being able to pay you or saying they're going to pay you and then not being not coming through?
We've had Jay right here is pretty good at that. I usually just stand in the background and look like a pussy, but that makes sense. But we usually have a verbal agreement through email first. And it's like nobody's ever not paid us that, but when we went into our first few shows without having that, people tried to leave without even talking to us or paying us before, and we were like, "Hey, what's up?" Like we played and brought 30 people, and there was 40 people here, so I know you probably paid that other band from the other city, whatnot, who's on a small tour, but we brought the business, so we've had to do our arguing, but Conan here has done a good job at it, I think.
Nice.
He's got to you got to be professional about it. We provided a service. We put time into the music. We loved our gear there, whatnot. I'm not saying it's a bitch or anything like that. It's what I want to do, but also you got to be compensated for doing it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a business.
Yeah, the club's all about the business, so we have to be at a time. You got to make your money for your time, even if it's $100, $75. That seems like petty cash, but that's the difference between being able to pay the sewer and water bill of the month. Honestly, we're not in the middle class apparently.
Yes, I know that feeling. Well, what do you? What style of music would you say you guys are?
To sum it up, because I always give an answer with like 8 hyphens and 9 words. Joel says dance rock or a party band.
All right.
I mean, it's not too rocking for anybody. There's screaming, there's hollering, there's some ripping on the guitar at times, but it's more energy based and it's danceable. Good time. You could have it on in the background while you're cleaning. I mean, I always got my Pandora on like a chick radio or something that's just playing things that have a beat.
Yep.
Things that have energy and are fun. You can clap to while you're wiping off your tables or sweeping the floor if you want to, or you can do it whenever. So I mean, the style of music, I'd say, as much as I don't want to say progressive, I'd say it's progressive dance rock. I mean, somebody like LCD, like dance punk, I'd say a lot.
Sure.
Just
Okay.
from our backgrounds and stuff like that.
Rock and roll, yeah. Well, I have Get Down in rotation. What was the what's the deal with this song? How did you guys come up with this song? What was I guess what's the story behind it?
That was the first song we finished as it recorded and said this is a track it's our first track.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically as a band started by recording my drum kit and a bunch of other random sounds and compiling them and then basically making it at a computer, sequencing it out and everything, doing vocals over it and everything. Get Down was made it's got a fast disco beat, it's got just a ripping kind of guitar chord, but also if you take off the little bit of distortion, it sounds almost Michael Jackson like.
Yeah.
And the bass line do 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 do. I mean, it's got a lot of different feels in it already, and we put a lot of clapping and tambourine. We like to put a lot of auxiliary cowbell, different things in there that just add to the wall of sound coming from 2 people. But the thing about it was just to make a song that made you move, and that's what the lyrics are. Get down. Everybody move your feet. Stomp into the beat. The beat's just a boom, 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 boom. It's like that you can stomp, you can clap, and that's what the lyrics are telling you to do. That's what a lot of our songs are. You feel the music and do what the music makes you feel, and the lyrics are just complementing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's when I first heard that song, even before the lyrics started. I was already just doing that head bobbing and just digging it. And then because I hate it when you start doing that and all of a sudden the lyrics come in or the singer comes in and they just suck. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, you got to be freaking kidding me.
Yeah.
Oh, but with this
million bands.
Yeah, exactly. But with this song, I was just like, thank God that this is awesome, because I think actually before that I had 2 or 3 songs that I was listening to that I had to just throw out because they just weren't quality. And I was just like, oh, I need something. And then this one came on, Get Down came on. I'm just like, yes, I love it. So thank you for doing that.
Recorded in his house,
Yeah.
His equipment, he mixed it. He's the the master at that. And I just did what sounded cool to both of us and had crazy wacky ideas, and we had a fun time doing it, and we wanted that to come through in the music, and we thought it did. And I mean, with the lyrics, obviously it's almost like, to me, a blood brother like thing where they were both heavy screaming, but one had a high, squealy voice, one had a low kind of, deeper wispy voice.
Yep.
And he's singing more, I'm kind of chanting, yelling, screaming more. And in other tracks even, we start to feature that a little bit more, to where I really like the relationship. I think it brings energy. He'll be singing like Christina Aguilera, and I'll be yelling in the background like, whoever sounds like they're yelling everybody on the radio. But it makes it sound more unique. It gives it that energy. I could be going ooh and ah behind him singing, or whenever I'm doing a chant, he could be doing a long thing, but he's chanting too, or he's doing some kind of vocal run, or whatever, and it works out great. It's totally opposite, but it fits well.
It fits really well, and it's working very well. So you gotta continue doing that, because it's really good stuff, and I'm very happy to be playing it on the show.
So plays and the interest as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When was the first time that you decided that being a musician was something that you wanted to do?
Very early on for both of us, I'd say. Myself, my parents had I'm the baby of the family. Older brother and sister both played piano. When I was born, I was 3, 4, seeing them practicing the piano. By the time I was 5, my parents had me at piano lessons. And as much as it was, my parents made me do it, I really enjoyed it. And then I got to the age, 12, 13, I was like, I want to play guitar and play bass, I want to play drums, pianos. Like, I don't want to end up like Elton John, like the dude or anything. And, so I played guitar for a month, did this, dabbled that, and then got a drum set. And I'm a drummer that,
if that's for me, I'm not here.
No, I'm a drummer that, participates in the songwriting process by not really knowing how to play other instruments, but just by giving out ideas, or, I wouldn't want to say coaching, but, when Joel's sitting there jamming, like, oh, that part right there was really cool. Like, do that, and maybe go back to what you were doing after that. And he'll kind of like, oh, okay, because he's sitting there just creating, and when you're just throwing things out there, not always do you remember what you did 2 times ago. And sometimes I'll be like, record yourself doing it, or I'll, just be there reminding him of, like, it just works. It's almost like he's the talent, and I'm the person that dumbs it down at times.
Sure.
And says, well, I think it would sound a little more dancey if we just did it like this. But at the same time, then he'll make something that's just, I'll just come in and be like, that's incredibly perfect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have changed anything about it.
Absolutely.
Let's add some things on it, some bells and whistles.
Yeah, and that's I think I work best that way too, because then my project, my band that I'm working on, is a duo as well. But we do the full band stuff too. So I play guitar, but I'm not a guitarist. I'm more of a vocalist. So
that's good.
Yeah, like you, when my other guy is playing guitar, I sit there and listen, because I can hear stuff. And like you said, they just start playing and then they just go. You can't sometimes do both things at the same time. So I like that idea. It's very it's a very good idea. What inspires you?
Fun, energy. We were in a progressive, rock band, that was full of energy as well, but it was like, I guess, more of on the borderline of like Refuse-ish, at the drive-in kind of feel. And, it was still dancey though at times. We didn't know it as much then as I hear it now, and I'm like, oh man, like, didn't realize we were doing that. But our shows weren't mosh pits. There were people like, spazzing a little bit, just dancing, feeling the music, feeling the energy. And we kind of took from that, I guess, a little bit, but made it more of that dance. Those parts that were like, whoa, those parts were really fun when we played that. And then we go into the breakdown. And yeah, that was, I liked that stuff back then. I still enjoy it now, but I just want to have that epitome party. Still in being in your 20s, you don't want to, I want to party every night, but I still want to work, make money, do this and that. But while you're still young and you're still having fun, it's not like we're doing anything crazy. A dance party. I mean, get together, blow off some steam, some energy, dance with somebody you don't know. I mean, like Diane Ward. I bought a ticket, went by myself. I obviously met up with tons of people there. There's everybody there, but I could have ended up with however many other 1,000 people that were there, and that's exciting to me to do that.
Yeah.
And
so it's kind of like a community effort. I mean, you're bringing people together, and it's just a music scene instead of a bar or just just another outlet. It's there's music together, and
right. Of course, everybody's drinking, having a good time,
absolutely.
doing whatever. But why not have some creative? If between bands at other places we played, there's people blowing fire, there's people doing gymnastics. It's like that's awesome. Like the circus stuff, between bands, or even if it's just a night of that. A lot of that happens out here for less stuff. It's immersing yourself in something other than business, politics. I mean, it is a business. Art is business, but it's seeing people create from something else. If it's their body, if it's an instrument, if it's a piece of metal that they mold. I mean, the sculpture parks, whatever. I mean, people are doing those things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting, and it makes me. I love performing. I love being the guy creating that beat, that pulse, that it's so tight with the bass and whatever that you can't help but start moving your knees, start wiggling your foot, and before you know it, you're wiggling your butt. It's all good. That's what we want. We want the masses to shake their asses.
There it is, right there. I love it.
It needs to move. Support it, because we'll get them little fatties to roll it.
Mm-hmm.
Pop it like it's hot.
Oh my goodness, I love it. What's the best writing environment look like for you?
How we come up, I guess, with ideas is I have an old Korg beat machine, and we have a bunch of samples of real things, and we'll kind of make a beat, maybe some few kind of, I guess, aura sounds or background sounds that kind of go with it. We'll blast it through some speakers, and he'll bring over a bass, and I'll have my kit, and that's our jamming. We don't really write. We just kind of jam on different beats, come up with cool, bass licks, and, I'll just usually play general beats the whole time just to drive it, maybe switch up now and then, or, start building when he starts building, kind of give him some energy to go off of, and, you're not just with the machine then. And he records those bass lines, just on, an Evo phone, whatever. Then he'll go home on his off time and lay those bass lines down with the original sequence beat. We'll come in together in his studio in his house, and we basically then have everything we've ever recorded in the past few years at our fingertips. If I want to add my crash cymbal, he just adds my crash cymbal wherever we want it, and we just go throughout the entire track and add crashes, and then go throughout the entire track and be like, okay, this is where we want to be a chorus. We can rearrange, copy parts here, there. It's really building a song that we record as we write.
Sure, definitely.
So that's, as much as people like jam, we don't. Like, we actually wrote and made all of our music, the first album, 6 songs, and then we had a show, and we were like, oh, now we gotta actually play this. We just recorded it. We didn't ever play a whole song together.
Right.
I thought, man, this song's 7 minutes. How am I going to play that beat for 7 minutes? I didn't think of that.
Wow.
Because I didn't record it for 7 minutes. I recorded it for 30-second increments.
Right.
I was like, oh, no.
So how has we kind of touched on it a little bit here, but how has technology helped you as a band across the board, from booking to touring to just writing music in general? I mean, how has it helped you guys?
We wouldn't even exist without it. A live show wouldn't. My iPad and our recording capabilities and everything, and different audio connections allow us to basically clone ourselves as many times as we want and play with it, which is what we do. Recorded the whole album, which, I mean, at times there could be 6 guitars playing, as any other thing, but there can actually be different parts, not just layering. And, without that, we wouldn't have it. It would just be a guitar and drums and 2 vocals, where when we play live, there's, maybe a whole background of vocals happening while we're doing our parts. And it's us pre-recorded. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't be able to do it live. We've thought about it, and we want to, in the future, be able to play an all-person show, but that would be like an orchestra for if you listen to some of our other tracks, like Get Down, not necessarily. I mean, they're bass player, extra drummer, some background vocalists. I mean, if you add it all up, it gets huge.
Yeah.
It's a chorus of people. I mean, it'd be a 12, 15-piece band. It'd be ridiculous. Some technology, we wouldn't even exist without it there. Recording, nothing. I mean, it wouldn't exist. I mean, we do it all ourselves to be able to mass produce microphones and, production and, to be able to, have that and everything. I mean, we would have to go to a studio, somebody that could afford it or something, and we were able to do this on our own time. Booking, promoting everything as well. I mean, I try to think about back in 2003 and 4 in our old band, like, how did we get a hold of people? I don't remember. Well, email wasn't as prevalent. I didn't get 90 of them a day or something. I got 9 a week or something, and people didn't check it constantly. And now it's like I'll see somebody, I'll message them about it, and I'll get a message in like an hour, and it's like we're already having this conversation, we're already talking, and boom, we're at our fingertips. Just like you're on the West Coast and I'm in the middle of the U.S.
Yep. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. This
right now wouldn't exist. So,
exactly.
Technology in our band is everything. All the sounds are made. So I mean, like our vocals, it's not like we're tweaking levels. Anything, we might put filters on or something, but it's us doing 6 different vocals. Just recording and layering them, and it's me hitting drums, but they're recorded and done. MIDI on a keyboard instead.
Yeah.
And then we play it live. So
yeah, rock and roll.
It's total electronic, organic combined.
Yeah, it's a good sound. I really dig it. With everything being said, what advice would you give new artists that are just starting out?
I'd say go to shows, meet people there. A lot of them are the bookers, people that see other bands often. Get involved in your local scene, because you're not going to go anywhere until you start getting people here and you play a show. You're not going to play your first show out of town and be like, oh, I didn't know what I was doing. So, I mean, you got to get involved in your local scene, find out where those bars that book shows are, find out the local magazines or the online blogs. I mean, there's a St. Louis Musicians Unite page on my Facebook where it's artists from wedding bands to rappers to our band to bookers, all in the area. There's a lot of others. You need to type them in Facebook, wherever you live.
Right.
Type in Jackson, Florida music scene. There's probably a group. You can meet people there that'll tell you things you never knew, and they'll tell you other people that'll tell you places and other bands. You'll be surprised. People making music that you don't know about.
Very nice.
All different kinds of music too, whatever you're into.
Right. Well, that's good advice. I think get into whatever you're into, get into it. I mean, just search it out, seek it out.
Sure.
Yeah, network is huge. Network is huge. I can't talk. I'm drunk. Whatever. It's fine. Anyway, Andrew, thank you so much for hanging out. Guys, go check out the band. Very, very awesome band. Check out their website. You can Google them, do what you need to do. Joel, it was nice to watch you, I guess.
He's playing the guitar right now. He knows what he's playing, but he's playing the guitar.
Wow. Well, right before we go, where can we find your music?
We have a Facebook, facebook.com/ITSTL. We also have a Twitter account, itmusic. We're on SoundCloud. All those sites are on our Facebook. Bandcamp, all the essential ones, that you can find our music on. All the music is online at our sites. Like I said, from the Facebook one, you can find both SoundClouds that have originals and remakes. We've done some remixes, some fun jams from some old funk songs and different things from there. So it's all on there. ITSTL.
Very nice. Very nice. There it is. Andrew, thanks so much again. I do appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll be talking soon, my friend.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for having us, and everybody that listens.
Rock and roll. All right, I'm E-Rock. Peace.
Revolver Underground.